As we talked earlier, these are the conga drums, part of the major percussion ensemble within a salsa band or salsa orchestra rhythm section. The conga drums are made up of a series of drums. There are actually, you can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 5. Some players that are very gifted have up to 6 drums. They tune them differently and they can create harmonic combinations with the drum. In this case, we have 2, a low-pitched drum called the tumbadora and a high-pitched drum called the conga drum. There's even one that's usually a higher pitch, which is called a requinto. This drum is played with your hands. The particular part of your hand that's important is this area here where your fingers meet the palm of your hand. By striking this rim in this section and letting your fingers drop, it creates an openness in the sound. That's your open tone on either drums. You can hear the distinct tonalities. Other parts of the hand are used to create a different variation of tones. The heel, the toe of your hand, and even the coupling of your fingers to create a slap or a muted sound. Let me give you an example. Heel, toe, slap, open. So when you combine the combination of those tones in the right sequence creates the rhythmic pattern that you're looking for. In the case of the drum, and what we've talked about in previously, are 2 basic styles of drumming on this drum. One is the rumba style, and the other one is the son style. They each go with the claves that we've talked about. So the rumba style is as follows. The other style is the son, and that goes with the son clave that we also mentioned before, and it is the following. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conga drum. Now we move on to the bongos. The bongos are a small version, and the bongo player plays these drums in this same fashion. Some of them will even hold it in between their legs in this way. But for the sake of this demonstration, I've got a stand so it's easier for you guys to see. It also has a cowbell. The combination of these 2 instruments are what creates the music and the tonalities needed for the bongos. You have a small and a large drum. The small one is called a macho or male, and the larger one is called hembra or female. Then the cowbell is basically the bongocero cowbell, which is a large cowbell, and it's used with a stick called dedo or finger because of the shape of the stick. So in the music, this instrument, as opposed to the conga drums, is played more with the tip of your fingers than it is with the other parts of the hand. So notice I just used my fingers. I am not using this part of the hand like in the conga drum. Now you can mute the drum by putting the other hand on top of the skin. And you can create distinctive patterns. So once you dominate the techniques, you can patch all of these different hits together, and that gives you the variations and the ability to create different rhythmic patterns. Now, in a traditional song, the bongos have that high pitch function within the music, where the congas create the low end patterns very much like a kick drum for a drummer is. And so the cowbell brings in a certain section of the song where the bongo player will switch from bongos to cowbell to create a feeling in the music that just kind of like changes, very much like a verse and a chorus, a bridge, or other sections of a song. So by hitting the cowbell with the stick in various parts, you get different sounds. And when you combine them within the articulation of any particular piece of music, you can get those distinctive rhythmic patterns that you're looking for. Last but not least, we move to the timbales. The timbales, different than the bongos and the congas, is played with two sticks. And it is made up of a small drum and a bigger drum and two distinct cowbells and a cymbal. This instrument is used to provide accents in the music. So as you're playing very rhythmic patterns on the other two major instruments in the percussion section, the timbales, in addition to creating rhythmic patterns, also create distinctive accents in the music to guide you from one section to another. So how is this instrument played? This instrument is played in various ways. With the sticks, you have the shells of the drum, better known in Spanish as cáscara, or shells. And they create a distinctive pattern in the music that usually is part of the introduction or the verses, low volume, just keeping rhythm with the instrument. Then you have your drums, the heads, low and high. You strike the center of the drum, gives you that openness. But you also have what they call rim shots, where the pitch comes up and the instrument sounds a little different. You can also mute the drum with your hand. In addition to the actual heads of the drums, you have the cowbells. This is called a cha-cha bell, which is a much smaller cowbell. And this is called the mambo bell. Higher pitch, deeper sound. You can also hit with your hands, depending on what kind of an effect are you looking for. And then, last but not least, you have the cymbal. The cymbal is used in certain parts of a song, depending on the arrangement, to create the effect, especially if you're accompanying horns or saxophones or trumpets. Then the timbalero will switch to the cymbal to give it that resonant sound to accompany the brass part of the orchestra. and that is the timbales.